What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys having a great day so far. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this champion spinning around behind us. You guys might have guessed it. It is going to be Dorothy coming for the Echoes of Oz campaign, guys. She looks absolutely amazing. And as I predicted, they're going to add Toto as part of her character design. Honestly, I think her design looks really, really nice. She's floating. I mean, that's so cool. And you can see the wings on her shoes. And yeah, it looks great. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really feeling this design as opposed to the Wicked Witch design. But anyways, you guys might have noticed that she is probably going to be a Bannerlord based on her background. But let's first take a look at what Plarium has to say about this new champion. All right, guys. Hey, folks. We continue our journey down the yellow brick road, and the next champion ready to join us is the new loyalty champion, guys, Dorothy Gale. So she is going to be the loyalty champion, which means she will be free. You guys asked for free. Here it is. She's going to be a Bannerlord, legendary champion, support, and she's going to be Spirit Affinity. Now, Dorothy Gale is an all-round support champion equipped with buff strips, debuffs, and crowd control. Very nice. That will be useful across all areas of the game. But that's not all. Like a true leader, she unites her friends on the battlefield with the power of friendship on her side. She gets additional effects for each Oz ally on her team. You know, there was something maybe a couple weeks ago about the power of friendship. I think that was a clue. That was a clue for the potential collab, and this is it. Actually, this is the first time that I kind of connected the two. I remember some people when they were mentioning the power of friendship, they were saying Care Bears or like what's going on here in terms of a potential collab. It all makes sense now. So, anyways, guys, really cool stuff. A support champion. She's going to be the login loyalty champion. Assuming that nothing else really changes, she will be most likely free. Let's check out her actual kit here real quick. All right, here we go. A1, Emerald Blast. We got a single target attack, 100% chance when fully booked of removing one buff from the target. Also has a 100% chance of placing Weaken. Interesting A1, not particularly strong, I think, but 100% chance to land a Weaken is very nice. Can be good for like Clan Boss. I guess you can remove the buff from Clan Boss, like the increased attack buff could be okay. But a single target A1 with a single target apply debuff, probably best for boss content. The A2 here, Windstorm, on a 5-turn, fully booked down to 3 turns, has a 100% chance of landing decreased defense and decreased accuracy on all allies. Pretty good actually, especially for newer or progressing accounts. Decreased defense and decreased accuracy is very solid. Now, keep in mind that decreased accuracy, you're only going to get real benefits from decreased accuracy if your champions have some resistance. If your champions don't have any resistance built into their kit, decreased accuracy is most likely not going to affect the outcome of whether debuffs land on you or not. I'm thinking in terms of PvE content. But hey, a 3-turn AoE placement of decreased defense and decreased accuracy is very good. No affinity issues with the placed ability. Going down to the A3 Furious Tornado, we got a 6-turn, books down to a 4-turn cooldown ability. It's an AoE attack. Steals all buffs from all enemies. Steal all buffs, not just remove. Then applies buff spread effect, taking all buffs from this champion and placing them on all allies. Has 100% chance of placing stun on all enemies for 1 turn. So in its base state, a 4-turn AoE attack that will steal all buffs and then spread all buffs with a stun. Now, this potentially can be really good or very underwhelming because things like Mercurial is going to stop this if you want to use it in Arena. Stone Skin also has a very high chance of preventing this from happening. Also in combination with Lightning Cage. Stealing the buffs is going to be difficult, but in wave content, this could be very, very strong. She does require accuracy to do all this stuff. She does land a stun also, which gives it a little bit more value. Let's check out what the Oz Unity is going to give her. So the 1 Oz ally means that she cannot land weak hits with this skill. Great. That's great. 2 Oz allies. This skill cannot be put on cooldown, so that means she has lockout protection. 3 Oz allies. This skill will ignore effects of any enemy polymorph blessings. We know that polymorph can trigger on this ability. So This is some pretty good protection, although I think it's not game breakingly strong to have all three allies. Usually, when you have to, usually when you combine champions together, you get some pretty strong benefits. In this case, yes, these abilities or conditions are very strong, but it just doesn't feel as strong as some of the other ones out there. Just gonna say that right now. For the passive, True Friend. Whenever this champion is killed, all allies team up to attack the enemy that killed her. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's kind of neat. Whenever this champion is revived, instantly activates her Furious Tornado skill. So when she is revived, she's going to come in, attack everyone, steal all their stuff, spread all their buffs, and then stun everybody. That's pretty good. That's a pretty strong effect. Increase this champion's HP by 3% for each ally turn taken. And increase this champion's speed by 3% for each enemy turn taken, up to 30%. So 10 turns. 10 turns from your enemy, 10 turns from yourself. This can build up very quickly. Very, very quickly. So up to 30% HP, up to 30% extra speed. And then lastly, you got speed in all battles aura. You know what? Pretty simple kit, to be honest. Even the friendship bonuses are very simple. They do give her more value on this ability. Not a big fan of it being a 4-turn cooldown, first of all. And of course, we have to battle the affinity issues if you don't have any of the Oz allies. But the rest of her kit, I mean, it's very decent. You got a weaken on the A1, it's 100% chance to land. You got decreased defense on the A2, it's a touchless decreased defense, so it's going to be really good against waves or like a setup champion. Like if you want to decrease defense, enemy waves, and then have your nuker go after her, it works perfectly well. I do like her crowd control. The stun is going to be solid. Buff spread can also give you tons of value. It is on a 4-turn cooldown, like I mentioned, which is a bit of a negative. Her passive looks cool. I like that. There's a couple revivers in the Bannerlord faction, which can really help get you some value from her instant Furious Tornado skill. And then her passive increase on speed and HP. I mean, it's fine. Speed in all battles also very good for brand new accounts or newer players. I'm thinking about this champion. I'm like, okay, would I use this champion over somebody like Stag Knight, for example? Because Stag Knight is very popular, epic level, decreased defense AoE champion. He also brings decreased speed on the A1 single target. Would I use her over him? Probably. She does bring crowd control. She does bring lots of value with the buff steal, buff spread. And then of course her passive is very cool and her aura is very good. So I'm just thinking something like, oh, faction war, she's going to be helpful there, right? But is she going to be helpful for most players in like dungeon crawling content, Doom Tower, waves, stuff like that? Obviously, she's going to have some use, but I'm not really super excited about her kit being overpowered or anything like that. I think Furious Tornado on the A3, if it was a 3-turn cooldown, I think we're talking this champion has really, really strong potential because you can cycle through the 3-turn much quicker, especially with her increased speed and all that. But I think they made it 4 turns to balance around the Oz allies. So it really depends on how strong the Oz allies will be, right, in the end. Maybe they're so good that you want to use them together and you won't get punished for using them. Now, we've been spoiled, right, with the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, ally bonuses, which were so strong for the Turtles. What happened in the Assassin's Creed collab was that each of their kind of bonuses with each other wasn't that significant. You don't necessarily want it to run all the assassins together just because the bonus was not strong enough. In this case, I don't think Dorothy's bonuses are strong enough to make her, really, really strong or make you want to include the Oz allies, unless the Oz allies are really going to be that great. If they are great, and if they also have benefits from Oz allies, we don't know if they don't, then we're talking, right? Then we're talking some pretty powerful combinations here and maybe some excitement for each one of these champions. But so far, Dorothy, I think she's a solid beginner type champion. She requires accuracy in her kit, just to make that clear. Doesn't bring increased accuracy herself. She doesn't bring ignore resistance. So you still got to hit the proper stats on her. But hey, she's just needs accuracy and speed, survives, and then she can do lots of work for you. So weaken, decrease defense, decrease accuracy, and stun, 4 debuffs. And then she has this buff spread ability, which is pretty neat. I think she's decent. I think she's definitely decent. For endgame players, definitely not going to see this champion too much. Maybe in Faction Wars, maybe in Cintranos. What I was thinking when I saw her character render, I was thinking more like a healer type. Perhaps she can heal But she's actually has no healing in her kit, which is actually kind of interesting. So I would have liked some kind of healing in her kit just to keep herself alive. But overall, not a bad champion. I think she's going to be helpful for a lot of newer accounts. So, anyways, guys, this is going to be Dorothy Gale. She's going to be the next loyalty program champion. Most likely going to be 7-day loyalty program. Most likely going to be free just by logging into the game. Going to be helpful for newer accounts, I think, for sure. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think about Dorothy here. I think she looks awesome. I think her kit is very serviceable. Keep an eye out for test server footage and all that. And we'll get a full look at her full stats and we'll test her out. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this Dorothy. Thanks for watching until the end. Appreciate you all. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next video.